Hey, so today we're vlogging, basically just handling disappointment. Unfortunately, it's something we always have to do. Not always, but you know what I mean. It happens, stuff happens and you get disappointed. That's not avoidable, you know? And so I thought I would tell you, I would share my experience of what that looks like for me trying to handle it. Basically, my long distance boyfriend just went home today. This was the longest time I've seen him since the summer. It was for 8 days. And now he's gone. So he's gone. And obviously I'm sad. And I'm finding it hard to do anything because I'm sad. So we can just do it together and talk about it and do things I love to see if, you know, that help combats her. It's always weird because it's like we've done long distance and like we've separated and like gone back to school and stuff, and like that weird period between you guys just left each other and trying to like get back into just doing long distance, like I don't know, it's like such a weird lull because like you're sad and you literally can't do anything about it and you just kind of have to wait for everything to like get back to normal. But like that sucks. So I'm going to attempt, I've already cried. So we got that knocked out of the way, I think, hopefully. My head's gonna hurt soon, but we're not gonna think about that. So we're gonna do things that I love to see if maybe that will help. I'm thinking I'm distracting myself. I wanna talk about it because I know it's hard and like not everyone talks about it. And like long distance is hard and it looks different for everyone, but it doesn't change the fact that like, it's disappointing for them to leave. Like, that's your best friend. What the frick? Why are they gone? Like, but anyway, the first thing we're gonna do to try to combat this is walk and watch YouTube. My mom's got a walking pad. I'm gonna pull it out, set up my iPad on the bar, and walk on the walking pad. Okay, so I walked for like 20 minutes, but that's like, we'll use that word lightly, 20 minutes, because I had to like handle the dog. And it was nice. Like I wanted to keep walking, but I'm going to Target because I love Target. Duh. I also have some money that I can spend, which also spending money will always make me happy. I'm sure you feel the same way. But when I was there with Jackson yesterday, I saw some stuff that I kind of want, but like I didn't buy anything because I didn't want to spend money yesterday, but now I'm willing to spend money because he's gone. Well, most of the time, like whenever we go together, I'm like, will you buy this for me? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, I don't need it that bad. Now I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go buy that stuff that I wanted. Basically, I just want to talk about long distance a little bit. Jackson and I have been doing long distance. Well, so we started dating going into our junior year of high school. And so what, we dated for 2 years before we did long distance. And then we've done long distance now for all of freshman year, and then we're halfway through sophomore year. So like 2 years, because we've been dating for 3.5 years. So 2 years dating together, a year and a half of long distance so far. And that did like, I don't know if it will look the same for you. Like obviously relationships look different for everyone, but I struggled a lot with my mental health freshman year. And so long distance was a lot harder for me than it was for Jackson. Like obviously it was hard and it sucks because you don't get to see each other and like just spend time with each other. But I had a really hard time with it because he is my best friend and like he does, like he's been there since the beginning of me struggling with my mental health. And so that was really hard for me to not have him there because I kind of used him to co-regulate instead of doing it on my own. And so freshman year was really hard leaving each other, but I've kind of like kind of like figured out how to self-regulate now, and like I don't necessarily need him for my mental health to be good anymore, which is really good. And that means it's easier for us to leave each other during long distance. But I think this one's just harder because it's like the longest time I was with him since we started doing long distance was this summer, because I lived with his family in Wisconsin for the summer because I worked up there. But when I came back for sorority recruitment, and I was really excited, and I knew I didn't have to start school. But now I'm going back, and like, so this is the second longest amount of time we've been together since starting long distance, and now we have to go back and just start a new semester, which sucks. So I think that's why it's a little harder for me, because I'm like, I just want to live in this like bubble and not go back to school, even though like I am excited. There's just like a few things that have me anxious to start school. So I think that's kind of the issue here of why this one's affecting me so much, because I've gotten really good. Like, also, I'm sorry, I'm just blabbing, but this last semester, fall semester, we saw each other once a month. And freshman year, we saw each other every 2.5 months. So, a big difference. And we've gotten to see each other every month because it's just worked out. But now, we're not going to be able to see each other till spring break, which is in 2.5 months. And so, like, we have to go back to the 2.5 month thing. And that's, like, I'm really struggling with that. Like, I don't want to do that, you know? But also it's like, I don't know. Like, I'd rather go 2.5 months and see him for like a week and like get to spend time with him, as opposed to trying to go visit him sometime in February, and like drop a bag to try to visit him, and like just like have both of our schedules disrupted. Like, I think I'd rather try to plan a spring break trip and just do that. But also it's at the same time, it's like, I want to see him, you know? But actually, I think I have to stop talking about it. I was going to give you some tips, but I think I have to stop talking because I'm going to cry. So, I'll see you at Target. I'm basically just trying a bunch of snacks. Oh, gosh. I want to try these, but they only have chocolate or cookies and cream. Like, that's the only kind I think I would like. Why don't we just try the chocolate? Okay, I'm gonna give you a haul of everything I bought, because I was gonna film myself in Target, but then I got embarrassed. So, I'll just show you, okay? First of all, I got these Annie's Teddy Grahams because they looked good, so I got them. Like, there's no other reason than that. Bear Bells protein bars. I got chocolate dough. I'm gonna try it. I think it'll be good. I also got Liquid IV to try, and this is actually annoying. I got the Tropical Punch one, by the way. I've been wanting to try Liquid IV, but what's annoying about this is that you have to buy this big of a pack. How many are in here? 10. There's 10 in here. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I spent like 15 bucks on this, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. Like, that's stupid, you know? I'm gonna try those. Hopefully it's good. Gosh, how annoying would that be if it wasn't? I also did get myself a little bit of a sea salt chocolate. This I'm so excited for. Like, it actually like was taking everything in me not to just eat these now. I got a book because I was like, one of the things I love to do that will get my mind off you know who is read, and I need a just fun little romance book, and I want to physically read it because I've been reading on my iPad so much recently. It's just like hurting my eyes. So I got Big Burrow and Steel. This one is a new release. It's Sarah Adams, so everyone loves her books. I think it'll be, I've never read one of her books before. I just needed a silly little romance, and this was the best option Target had. So I also, guys, I tried to be good, okay? I tried. I couldn't do it. Enough said. I got more Go-Go Squeezes. These are my favorite. These are like my comfort food. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. What should I eat? Go-Go Squeeze. And these are the active ones, so they have electrolytes in it. These are really good. They don't even taste like applesauce. They're literally so good. I got this bedtime sleepy tea to try. I am wanting to be a tea girl, so I'm starting here, and hopefully I like it. I tend to, like, I think I'll like it It's like a lavender chamomile kind of thing. I think it's got cinnamon in it too. But the thing about me when it comes to a drink that isn't just water, it takes me a few times. Like, I really am gonna have to fight for my life tonight to get to like this. But alas, I will do it, okay? I will do it because I want to like it and because I bought it, so. And then the fun stuff, this is my comfort food of all comfort foods. Annie's mac and cheese specifically, but the Super Mac has 15 grams of protein, so you don't have to feel, it's 15 grams of protein per 2.6 ounces, about a cup. About a cup of mac and cheese is 15 grams of protein and 280 calories. That's not bad for mac and cheese, and that's like a meal. This is my favorite, and it is nice because I don't have to feel guilty for just like wanting to eat mac and cheese because it has protein in it, you know? So it's not like I have to like forfeit anything. Like, I get to eat mac and cheese and stuff. Like, this is a comfort food for me. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna eat? Mac and cheese. So I'm gonna go make this and watch YouTube while I do it. So this is a very happy accident. I ordered a planner for the year from Target online because I wanted something that was gonna be here in time for classes to start. And instead of getting delivered tomorrow, it got delivered today. So talk about another thing that's supposed to boost my mood. Let's open it together. Also, I'm sorry. They for real damaged this box. Target. Actually, what the heck? Hopefully it's not damaged. Like, I don't think, but you never know. Oh, cute. Cute. It's cold because it's chilly outside. So this is it. That's what it looks like. It's like stripes. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the stripes at all? Not really. Sorry. It's like, these are stripes. Okay. And then, start each day with a grateful heart. Fresh. I don't even know what all's in it. Oh, I forgot it came with these super cute stickers. That's adorable. I love that. Love it. So at the beginning of it, it has like this month. It says this month, and then it has like things in it that you can fill out. So it's like personal goals, important dates, health goals, work goals, financial goals, etc. I love that. Okay. I love a good goal. So that's me perfect for me. And I have a lot of goals this year that I want to try to keep up with. And like, obviously a way to keep up with those goals is to write them down, but then also to check in with them every month. So if I'm like writing them down per my month, I think that will be good for me. Obviously just like a normal calendar. And then the daily is like, well, it's like a weekly kind of thing. So for like the this week part of it, it has a to do, to call, to email, to buy, and this week's goals. And then this is what the week looks like. That's about as much as I need, honestly, for like school and like work and stuff. But I'm really excited about this. And I think it's really cute. So I had a really great planner last year that I loved. It was the Mastermind planner. Like, it was all Taylor Swift coded, and I do love that, but I kind of wanted just like a regular, cheaper planner this year. I think this one was like 25 bucks, so as opposed to like, I think 40. So now for the night. This is probably like sadder for me just because Jackson slept with me the entire time he was here. So I was like, oh great, I get to go back to sleeping alone. That's great. But so, got my book. I'm gonna try to read like a chapter of it, I think, maybe. I've got some bedtime tea. Cat Dad, of course, so got those. I got my fireplace ambiance going. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read. So, this is really hot. I told you I'm probably gonna have a hard time drinking this tea, but I really just want to be a tea girl so bad that I'm gonna try, guys, okay? Trust. One of the things that always makes me feel better about Jackson leaving is planning the next time we're going to see each other. And since it is going to be a ways away, obviously that's sad, but what makes it a little more doable is the fact that it'll be over spring break, so like beyond an official break, and we're going to Charleston, like Hilton Head, and so we'll get to like go be somewhere fun. I can't remember if I said this already, but we kind of want to live in Charleston after we graduate. Like that's kind of where we're thinking. Somewhere similar to that. And we've never been. So we kind of need to go to see if that's where we want to live. So we're going to visit his cousin's family has a house in Hilton Head. And so we're going to stay there. And then like, it's like 2 hours from Charleston, I think. And then we'll go there. So that being said, I'm gonna plan our trip. So first of all, I'm gonna do it on Pinterest, by the way. Road trip aesthetic, because we're gonna have to drive there because we're not old enough to rent a car. Road trip aesthetic, and then the Hilton Head and like Charleston aesthetic. That's what we're going for here, okay? And I'll put it right here for you. Just a little bit of fun. So let's go road trip aesthetic. It's gonna have to be really cute, honestly. I have a board already for this. J&G in Charleston, period. Oh yeah, that's gonna be cute. Yep. This does make me happy, I can't lie. Like this always will make me feel better, is like being on Pinterest, first of all, always makes me feel better, but also just like planning the next time I know I'm gonna see Jackson and like getting myself excited for it always makes me feel better. So, okay, that's good for road trip vibes for now. And then we're gonna do head aesthetic. Oh, cute, cute. Are you kidding? Oh, I'm so excited. Like, I'm gonna get such cute Instagram pictures. I'm gonna make Jackson take 1,000,000 pictures with me. He's gonna be so mad. It's gonna be great. I might not be with Jackson, but I can plan our vacation. Duh. We're both working this semester, and we're gonna have to really work to be able to afford this. But we're gonna be able to afford it, and we're gonna do it. This is her, J&G in Charleston. Jackson and Gracie, Abby. Okay, start at the beginning. I'll just do a little run through here. A lot of Charleston, like beachy aesthetic. And just like what I think the vibe would be like. Steph Bohr lives in Charleston and I love her, and like she's actually the reason I had the idea to live in Charleston. This is so cute. I would love to live somewhere like that. Thank you. Our road trip aesthetic, because we're gonna drive there. Hilton Head, where we're staying. Lots of that. Back to Charleston stuff. Lots of beach. Hopefully it's warm when we go. So yeah. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, now that I'm not feeling like super sad about Jackson leaving, I feel like I can give you some advice for long distance. Again, I've been doing this now for a year and a half. This is the second year for us doing it. And I do feel like we do really good. So that's why I feel qualified to give you advice. So my biggest piece of advice I can give you, honestly, is that you guys have to communicate with one another. And like, before you even start, or if you started now and it's like not working, like you need to figure things out. Like you guys need to like, you have to lay out your expectations with one another. Like if they don't know what you're expecting of them, how can you, like, they're never going to make you fully happy because they don't know what you want from them. A lot of the times, like Jackson, I have a hard time sometimes telling him like what I need, and then he falls short for me, but not because he doesn't want to help, but just because I didn't tell him. He's really good at meeting my needs and like meeting me where I'm at. And our biggest issue, like when he's not, is because I haven't told him. And so like that honestly for me is one of the biggest things, communicating. Like you have to talk to one another. Like I have to tell him when he hurt my feelings because he's not here, so he doesn't know. Or like I have to tell him if something's bothering me because he's not here and he doesn't know. Like he can't, it's not like he can pick up on it like he usually can when we're in person. It's harder, especially if you guys don't have time to like FaceTime a lot and you have to focus more on texting. That's hard. You can hardly read, you can't pick that up, you know? So the most important thing you can do is talk, honestly. Like you need to be completely honest with one another. Like there are times, like I totally understand when there's times where you're like, I'm embarrassed that I'm feeling this way, And so I don't want to tell him because I don't want him to like think I'm being silly or whatever. Like, I struggle with that still, even though like he's never made fun of me a day in the time that we've been together. But for some reason I think, you know, all of a sudden that's going to be the day. I don't really know. I get freaked out and I don't tell him, and then it's like I'm the one that suffers from it because now I'm upset and I just sit here and I wallow, and that doesn't do good for either one of us. So I'm working on relaying my expectations to him, and him as well. He does a good job of like telling me what he needs and telling me when he feels like his needs aren't being met. Like, honestly, just communicating with one another is the biggest thing, because it's gonna come in waves of like different things that you guys are gonna need from one another. Like, it's just gonna change, and you're the only one that's gonna know that because the other person isn't there. So if you're not telling them when it changes, they're not gonna change their actions, you know? Like, you can't blame them for that. I also want to say, as a side note, that we need to eliminate the saying of like, if he wanted to, he would, because like he does want to, but like there's times when he just can't, you know? And so a lot of people like, they're like, I want my boyfriend to come surprise me. And like, yeah, that'd be so fun. First of all, let's be realistic, because as women, like, we would know if he was trying to surprise us. Like, if your boyfriend's anything like mine, like, Jackson can't keep a secret to save his life. Like, he would slip up. But also, like, he's busy. Like, I'm busy. I don't have the time to go surprise him. I also don't have the funds to go surprise him. How could I expect that of him, you know? I can't do it, so neither can he. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I really think we need to get rid of that statement of like, if he wanted to, he would. He does want to. He wants to be with you. He does. You know, it's not that he doesn't want to. It's just, that is an unrealistic expectation there. And if like that's what you want, you need to find someone that is rich and free all the time. Like, it's just that's not realistic. Another thing is to just make sure you're carving time out during the week to spend time together. It can be really, like, time in college is not real. It goes by so fast. It's really weird. And I can look up and I'll be like, wait, why have Jackson and I like not hung out in 2 weeks? Like, we call each other every day and talk. And like, we text during the day. Like, that works for us. There's some people actually intentionally hanging out with one another. Like, we have to for real plan that and be like, hey, let's watch a movie at this time. Let's have dinner at this time. Let's do this. Let's do this. Just so that we get that time, that intentional time together. Or else, because if you're not planning it, it's a really good chance that it won't happen. And then you're both upset and you don't really know where to go from there. Like, really, like, making sure you plan intentional time with each other once a week is really important. It's really easy. Jackson and I, we can look up and be like, when's the last time we actually like hung out? Because like, you get busy. Like, there'll be weeks when you guys can't hang out and like watch a movie or something, or like talk for very long, and that's okay because your life is still going. But it does suck when you look up and you're like, oh, we haven't been busy, we just haven't done anything because we haven't planned it. So make sure to make plans with one another. Another thing is to talk to each other in a way that works for you. A lot of the times you'll hear from people be like, don't text a lot during the day because then you won't have anything to talk about on FaceTime, or like stuff like that. They have like their own like ways of, you should communicate like this and not like this. Like, you should communicate however works for you. I can tell you that Jackson and I FaceTime every day. We always FaceTime at night to tell each other good night, always. Unless one of us just happens to have something late, but that's not typically the case. Like 9 times out of 10, we FaceTime at night to tell each other good night. We even sleep on FaceTime sometimes. Like, I'm like, Jackson doesn't care, but I care. And so he does it because I care. And I'm like, sleep on FaceTime with me like you have to. I like it, okay? It's comforting. Okay, he doesn't care. It doesn't affect either one of us. It makes me happy. It doesn't affect him, so he does it. Like, but also, I will text him during the day. Not like, we don't have like conversations during the day just because we're both busy with class and stuff. And Jackson specifically, like, when he's in class mode, like, he's not talking. Like, I'm in class. I can't talk to you. Whereas I'm like, I'll get on my phone in class and I don't really care. He's like, school is school. And you have to like, he like puts me in a box while he's in school, which is fine. That works for him, whatever. I don't do that. I've had to do a lot of practice of understanding that he doesn't mean it in a mean way, but we'll text during the day just like here and there. And then this is also a big one for me. I only use Snapchat to Snapchat Jackson, and I do it because I like seeing his face. Like that guarantees that I see his face during the day. Even if we can't FaceTime that night, or like we can't FaceTime during the day, at least we're snapping and I can see his face. That's why I prefer Snapchat over text. Like Jackson's like, why do we even bother still snapping? And I'm like, because I like seeing your face. Like, I'm sorry, is it a crime that I want to see your face? No, it's not. And honestly, I really like that. It makes me happy. And I also just kind of gives me updates of what he's doing without actually telling me what he's doing also. So I recommend that, honestly. Like, I don't use Snapchat for like anyone other than Jackson. We've got like a almost 2,000 day streak together because I'm like, oh, you're gonna lose our streak. We've worked too long for this to give it up now. Who knows when that's gonna end. Yeah, I feel like those are my biggest tips, honestly. Long distance really is, everyone says long distance is hard, and yes it is, but also it's really only hard. I don't find the time away from each other very hard because I find it easy to figure out how to get our needs met from each other, but also I'm not a physical touch person and Jackson is, so like the time away from each other is hard for him, but it's easy for me. Whereas when we come together, the time when we're together is hard for me because I have to get used to the physical touch again, whereas he's been craving that, so he wants it, but I don't need that, and so that is hard for me. But honestly, the hardest part for the both of us is just having to leave each other again. That's the hardest. I really like, it's so weird because yes, long distance is hard, but it's also not. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It gets easy because it becomes a normal for you. So it's like, oh, Jackson's gone, and our normal is talking to each other over FaceTime, Snapchatting each other so we can see each other's faces, texting each other sometimes throughout the day. Like, that's our normal. And then getting back into a routine when we're together, honestly, is harder than doing it over the phone because we have our school routines and then we just work each other into our routine. Whereas when you're together, it's a short amount of time typically when you get to be together, and so you kind of forfeit your routines to like hang out with one another. Obviously that's perfectly normal, but it also is hard because you're forfeiting your routines. Hopefully that helps. I hope you got a little bit of use out of this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.